Hey everyone, Andrew here. So we weren't able to record a new podcast for Hollywood Hogwash this week because of WrestleMania. It's 2 nights. We just really didn't have the time. But I still wanted to post an episode, and I thought about how about we post our most popular Hollywood Hogwash podcast ever, and that is our review of The Dark Knight. You know how much I love this movie. And yeah, if you haven't listened yet, enjoy, because it was a lot of fun. I do my Joker impression like the whole time. So here we go.
I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Okay, guys, let's talk The Dark Knight. Yes. Oh, boy.
I mean, for God's sakes, I can't.
Every time I watch it, I don't know how many times, I've watched it 100 times. Every single time, this is me. By the way, Aaron didn't know till yesterday that was me.
Yeah, that was oh my God, my mind was blown. I thought that was from a porn.
He goes, hey, where did you find that porn clip of that guy coming? And I was like, that guy is me.
I thought it was from that, like, dropping loads guy.
Well, it might as well be.
It's amazing.
The Dark Knight. It's the summer of 2008.
God.
Oh my God. Let's actually go back even before that. It's December of 2007. I think that's when I Am Legend came out. And we see the Dark Knight trailer for the first time. Everyone thought casting Heath Ledger as the Joker was a big mistake.
So
they were
did
like,
I.
oh, Brokeback Batman, doing all those jokes. And then we see the trailer for the first time. And I really miss the days where we saw trailers in theaters. Like the first time you saw a trailer was in theaters. That's really not the case anymore.
No.
Because these, Marvel trailers drop during the day and then you just watch them on your phone or laptop or whatever. I miss those days, man. Because the theater reaction for The Dark Knight, when he does this it's the monologue in jail, but it's slower, and they show him from far away, and then an up close shot of him just saying, "Why so serious?" And it's like, holy shit, this is gonna be amazing.
It looked terrifying.
Yeah.
I still remember when I heard that he was going to be the Joker, and I was first in line for the fuck this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, was I wrong?
Because he only did teeny bopper movies.
Yeah.
And then he did Brokeback, but I didn't see that. And obviously that has nothing to do with the Joker, but yeah, no one really had much faith. And then holy shit, he knocked it out of the park. Yeah. If he didn't die, if Heath Ledger didn't die, he would have become the biggest movie star in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Biggest movie star in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
And he might still be right now, but yeah, holy shit. So, all right. This movie opens with a bank heist. That's it. Starting off with a bank heist. Do you like bank heists? We're starting this movie off with a bank heist. And I've watched this movie so many times that I always know which window explodes in the opening shot. I'm always picking out. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? There it is. It's that one. Psh, got it. Yes. And every time I'm like, yes, nailed it. And then the shot of Heath Ledger standing on the sidewalk holding the clown mask. I'm pretty sure that was the first image released of the movie. It was hey, this is it. This is the first image. It's but we didn't get to see him, what he looks like yet. But it's yeah, but you're excited, right? And you're yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if I could choose one PG-13 movie in the history of movies to be rated R, it would be this movie.
Well, for sure.
Because even though this is my favorite movie, it could only get better with an R rating. Because you could even have the Joker's, saying fuck or curse. It didn't need it. But also when Joker shoots William Fichtner's legs, there's no blood. Mm-mm. And anytime there's any, when Joker shoots someone, you have to cut away because there can't be blood. And
right.
You stab someone, you got to cut away because there can't be blood. There can't be graphic violence. That's the only part where it could be improved. Not the story, not the characters, but just if you made it R, it would just be even that much better.
Some timely fucks would be nice,
Yeah. Right.
I think it could definitely use a little bit more. You see more gore.
Rachel! Fuck!
God,
yeah.
can you imagine now in a post-Deadpool world where you can make money on R-rated movies?
Yes.
Oh.
Right. Fuck.
But no, the bank heist scene was definitely one of my favorites, and it's so cool how they like keep eliminating bad guys.
Yeah.
All the way until they get to the final
Joker's plan to have all of his henchmen killed so he gets all of his money. Remember that, because he's a planner. He's a schemer. Joker told you to kill me after we loaded the cash. No. I killed the bus driver. Bus driver? What bus driver? He's fucking dead. God, that's such a fucking great scene. Then the bus driver's like, where's all the rest of the guys? And just shoots him with an Uzi.
I don't know if y'all guys ever noticed this, but I've seen this movie so many times, but it wasn't until today where I noticed that in all the scenes where like the bad guys are around, like no one ever screams. No one ever screams. It's kind of weird.
Screams what?
Like, you'd think they'd scream when, Robber would be around or the Joker would be in the room.
You mean the citizens or something?
Yeah,
You said
citizens.
the bad guys.
No, when no one ever screams when the bad guys are in the room.
Oh, I mean, a little bit in the robbery. They were all just kind of frozen. Maybe Nolan just didn't want, just random screams in it or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't notice it until today. And when you brought up that,
I mean, when
the
Joker
no F-bombs and stuff like that too.
When Joker shows up, everyone just kind of freezes, which I imagine would be in real life because you probably would be just like shocked that this is
Frozen,
happening.
yeah,
Like, why is
maybe.
this guy dressed like this and looking at me?
Sure. Yeah.
It's better than just like, I mean, that's not what this movie is. It's not like people just randomly screaming at the Joker. That would just kind of get old, but
Yeah, this trilogy has always been about realism.
yeah. So, and he's, he kills the bus driver, and then William Fichtner's like, you think you're smart, huh? Well, the guy that hired you's, he'll just do the same to you. Oh, criminals in this town used to believe in things. Honor, respect. Look at you. What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in? Oh. And then Joker. I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. Takes off his mask. Smiles right into the fucking camera. And then he leaves with the school bus and blends in with all the other school buses just as the cops arrive.
Perfect getaway.
Fucking brilliant.
I'm a genius.
Yes.
Perfect introduction.
He's a schemer, apparently.
Right, which, in case you haven't found out by now, Joker lies to everyone in this movie. He's the biggest liar in movie history. And it's on purpose because he's fucking with everyone. And when he does it later to Dent, that's the best part. But I'm fast forwarding. I like how Jim Gordon randomly puts on the bat signal. Like he's like, I like to remind everyone he's out there. Why wouldn't he come? Hopefully, because he's busy. And he was busy that night. And we have the Scarecrow cameo from Cillian Murphy, who's in every film. I love that he's in every film.
Great.
We have the fake Batman show up to try to stop them, and Scarecrow's like, that's not him, because he's already dealt with Batman before, he knows.
Well, they were using guns, too. Batman doesn't use guns.
And then the Batmobile shows up, and he's like, that's more like it. And they're all shooting the Batmobile, and we see inside the fucking car, it says loiter, but then it changes to intimidate, and it just blows up the cars behind him. I like how he programmed the Batmobile to not kill people. You have to be just like me, Batmobile. You cannot kill. And the Batmobile's like, but why? It's like Terminator. Why? Because it's wrong. Why? Oh, God damn it.
Well,
Hey,
no.
Fox, make this thing not kill people.
No, the Batmobile has 3 modes. It's intimidate, loiter, and murder.
Murder. So then one of the fake Batmen, they're about to shoot a guy, but the real Batman's like, no, you dumb fuck. And he's got this mechanism that bends his fucking gun. It's like, and that's just what's so great is like, even though this is the most realistic version of Batman, he still has all the gadgets in the world ready to go. Oh yeah, hold on, let me just take out my gadget that bends metal to stop your gun from firing.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I know we're going to get to it in the next movie, but in the next movie, he puts something on his leg that helps his leg be able to kick through like bricks and stuff like that. I wonder if it's the same thing on his hand.
I don't know.
That's kind of interesting.
That was something that a lot of people had issues with. We'll talk about next week for Dark Knight Rises. But Yeah, one of the great lines where he tells the fake Batman, like, don't let me find you out here again. We're trying to help you. I don't need help. And then Scarecrow's like, not my diagnosis. And then the fake Batman's like, what gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me? I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Very true.
Great line. And Josh still hasn't seen you still haven't seen the Pete Holmes ones where he says that. He's just like, I'm not wearing hockey pads. Like, yeah, we know. But you got to see those. I got to watch those with you because they're so fucking fun. Maybe we'll do it on the podcast. We have time. So Batman visits Gordon in the bank the Joker robbed. And Gordon's like, what about the Joker? What do we do? And Batman's like, one man or the entire mob. He can wait. He's focused on the mob. And then Batman does his first Irish goodbye of the film. Also, this movie takes place 6 months after Batman Begins, so Wayne Manor isn't finished yet. And so, like, they just have he has a penthouse, and Alfred goes to bring him breakfast into his fucking big room, and he's not there. So then Alfred goes to their fucking secret place or whatever. But and he's like, be nice when Wayne Manor's rebuilt. You can swap not sleeping in the penthouse to not sleeping in the mansion. Yeah. And Michael Caine, he's just fucking awesome.
His lair is pretty cool. I mean, it's really kind of boss. A lot of room in that lair.
Yes. And then Alfred sees Bruce's scars and bruises, and he's like, know your limits, Master Wayne. And he's like, Batman has no limits, but you do, sir. And then Bruce is like, well, we all know how much you like to say I told you so. And again, Christopher Nolan, there's a lot of repeated lines in his movies, and that's one of them that comes back into play later.
And comes back to bite him in the butt.
Then we meet Aaron Eckhart playing Harvey Dent. And in case you want to know how he got this role, go watch Thank You for Smoking.
Such a fucking good movie.
It's a great movie. And he's basically the same character, which is why he was perfect for this role. Then we see Maggie Gyllenhaal replacing Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
And you can't blame the film for it because it's Tom Cruise's fault. In case you didn't know, the biggest rumor, and it makes the most sense because why wouldn't she do this movie? She turned down this movie to do an indie film that no one ever saw. She was like, well, I wanted to, but I already committed to this indie film. It's like bullshit. Tom Cruise was just jealous that she was going to be in a bigger movie than him.
I could see that. Tom Cruise totally seems like
that's like the whole, Scientology craziness.
Yeah.
So
this movie really suffered for that.
I mean, it's still my favorite movie, but
But it's like Aaron had said, it's like so off-putting. Like the first time you see her, like, yeah.
Well, if you watch the movies back to back, like we basically did,
that's
sure.
true.
It immediately takes you out of it. All of a sudden, it's like, wait, Maggie Gyllenhaal? What? Who the fuck is it? What? It just takes you out of.
There's a really funny Batman rap that came out soon after this movie came out that's on YouTube. I think if you do Dark Knight rap, and Alfred's like, what about, he's talking to Bruce, and he's like, but what about Miss Dawes? It's like you forgot her. In Batman Begins, she was so much hotter.
Very true. Very true.
We also have Eric Roberts playing Salvatore Maroni. He's the new crime boss. And like the fucking trial where the witness tries to shoot Harvey Dent and the gun fucking, doesn't work. So Harvey beats the guy up. Just shows that he's also a badass.
Want to kill somebody? Don't use Chinese guns.
He checks the gun. He's like, oh, made in China. Made in China. If you want to kill a public servant, Mr. Maroney, I recommend you buy American. And the judge is like, get him out of here. He's like, but Your Honor, I'm not done. Like, I got to, fuck this shit. So Harvey then meets with Gordon, and he fights with Gordon over warrants without giving him too much info because Gordon knows the fewer people who know, the safer the operation. Turns out it didn't matter, but Gordon tells Harvey, we all know you're Gotham's White Knight, and then another tease for later. Dent's like, well, I hear they have another name for me down in MCU. Mm-hmm. Funny how he says MCU, because that wasn't really a thing until...
That's right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So then Bruce has Lucius Fox meet with Lau's company because he thinks they're crooked, and obviously he's correct, but he falls asleep during the meeting. And Bruce also tells Fox, I need a new suit. And Fox is like, yeah, 3 buttons is a little 90s, Mr. Wayne. And he's like, I'm not talking fashion, Mr. Fox. And he shows him like the designs they made, and Fox is like, "You want to be able to turn your head? Sure would make backing out of the driveway easier."
So many good stuff.
Which is such a great line because, I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman, when you watch the movies, when you watch his fight scenes, he has to turn his whole body because, like, the fucking mask is connected to the rest of the suit. So he, like, when he turns, he has to turn so dramatically in those Batman movies.
But I love Lucius Fox too. You know, he's like Q, like in James Bond.
Yeah.
It's so fun. He's always got so many different trinkets and toys for Batman. It's always fun.
So then Bruce sabotages a date with Harvey and Rachel, and he brings the prima ballerina for the ballet that's going on at the same time. And he's like, "Oh, let's put a couple tables together." And Harvey's like, "Not sure that they'll let us." "Oh, they should. I own the place." Just points.
Fucking dick move.
It's a baller move. Dick move. Wouldn't you love to do that?
Yeah, you would as Bruce Wayne, but I mean, Harvey Dent's trying to have a nice date with Rachel.
Yeah, well, that's his. I had her first, fuckface.
It's the Bruce Wayne move.
The Bruce Wayne move
The.
for sure. Yeah.
You know what I wonder? Do you think Bruce and Rachel ever fucked? Like before he went to college?
I don't think so.
Like, do you think they dated in high school?
They had to have.
Had to have, right?
You're telling me they never fucked? They had to have.
But his chance
felt
was
like friends.
The only time he had the chance was before college, like before he left for college. So if they did, it was high school.
You're telling me after Batman Begins, once she realized he was fucking Batman, she didn't immediately make a beeline for him and fuck him?
No, remember at the end of the
No.
movie, she's like,
Stayed
"Maybe
away
I'll
from
see
him.
you when you're not Batman again." And he's like, "Fuck. I thought this would get me laid."
She would have changed her mind after a week.
She didn't even. She didn't
Come
even
on.
want an upgraded car. Remember,
6
she was
months-
driving that terrible.
A few months
Ford
later,
Fiesta.
she's boning Dent.
Yeah,
This
that's-
fucking dork.
that's true.
Who's kind of cool, but he's a dork.
That's
Don't
true.
get me. Let's not confuse shit here.
I don't think they ever boned. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
might
know.
be right.
Unless they.
I
fucked
think it
in
was
high school.
friend zone his entire life, which sucks. He was in the
Maybe.
friend zone.
Poor Bruce.
Yeah.
He got Catwoman in the end. That's fine. So, I mean, he went. Yeah, it's like, well, Rachel. You know,
Did they
Katie
fuck?
Holmes, sure. Maggie Gyllenhaal, maybe not. Anne Hathaway, yeah, okay, sure.
They got the prima ballerina too.
That's true. Hopefully he fucked her. But no, I really like this scene because it shows how much Harvey Dent adores Batman. Like he's like in love with this guy. And you know, he defends Batman from Rachel talking about Batman. Of course, Bruce is also shitting on Batman because he has to. And then Harvey does the famous, "You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain." Which that also in the trailers were like, "Oh my God." You know, like when he says that in the trailers, we're like, well, yeah, it's fucking great. And then when the ballerina takes like a fucking napkin and holds it over Dent's eyes, and she's like, "What if Harvey Dent is
Would be a bad man.
the Caped Crusader?" And Harvey's smile, he's grinning from ear to ear.
He looks so fucking happy.
And then even when she takes away the napkin, he's still like imagining it in his head, and his eyes are closed, and he's like, "Oh my God.
yeah.
That would be fucking awesome."
He's like, yeah, I have a cape and cowl in my house.
I love like him at that moment was like, "Oh my God, I want to be Batman so bad." I just love it. I love how much he wants to be Batman in this movie. It makes it that much better when he fucking turns.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. So then we find out that an informant in Gordon's unit tipped off the mob. It was probably Ramirez, you know, the fucking woman cop.
Yeah, maybe.
Tipped off the mob in Lao, so they weren't able to seize their money. Lao moved all the money and won't say where he's keeping it. I like the little part where they go in the safe and there's just like only the marked bills were there,
Right.
and Gordon kicks one. That was pretty good.
It's pretty upset.
And then Lau's like, telling all the mob, "Rest assured, your money is safe." Ah, ha, 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 ha. Oh, e, aha. Oh, e, ha, ha. And I thought my jokes were bad. Tell me one reason why my boy here shouldn't pull your head off. How about a magic trick? I'm going to make this pencil disappear. Ah, ta-da!
Oh my God.
Oh, it's gone. And like right there, because at this point, you don't know if Heath Ledger's Joker is going to be like a pussy like Jack Nicholson's was, where like Jack Nicholson just can't fight. He has other people beat people up for him, or he just shoots people. But right there, it's like, oh, Oh, you don't. Oh no, you don't fuck with this guy.
No,
He just put a pencil through a guy's eye.
he's a totally different Joker than we'd ever seen, because even in like Batman, the animated series, the Joker was like a jovial Joker. You know, he was still menacing.
He was always a
But he
pussy
wasn't
though.
dark.
He couldn't beat anyone up really.
This guy was dark, and you
This
could
one's
tell
like,
he was brutal.
He'll fuck you up.
He never did anything unless somebody was tied up and he was just beating him in the face
Yeah.
with a crowbar.
Right.
Yeah. You don't fuck with this Joker. And like people, because there's no origin story, and I love what Nolan did where, you know, we never find the origin story. Like fans have like theories that he was like a military veteran, like with
I have so many
PTSD. And it's
theories.
like, well, that's, you know, that could be why he's so badass. Like he could just easily beat people up. But I love how like right after he does it, an underrated character in this movie is the Russian mobster. Because he only has a few lines, but like I just really like him. Like after he puts the pencil through the guy's eye, they cut to the Russian mobster, and he's like not bad. He's like, that's pretty good.
Enough with the clown. And he's like, no. Let's
I
hear
want
him out.
to hear a proposition. Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? Did balls drop off? You see, a guy like me, freak, guy like me. Look, listen, I know why you choose to have your group therapy sessions in broad daylight. I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman. You see, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors, unfortunately. Dent, he's just the beginning. Oh, and as for the television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find him and make him squeal. I know the squealers when I see them. And what do you propose? It's simple. We kill the Batman. If it's so simple, why haven't you done it already? If you're good at something, never do it for free. How much you want? Half. You're crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not. If we don't deal with this now, soon, little Gamble here couldn't get a nickel for his grandma. Enough from the clown. Let's not blow this out of proportion. You think you could just steal from us and walk away? Yeah. I'm putting the word out. 500 grand for this clown dead. 1 million alive so I can teach him some manners first. All right, so listen, why don't you all give me a call when you want to take things a little more seriously? Here's my card. And then he's like, like he's like tugging at the fucking grenades in his jacket, like, I fucking love that scene.
Another thing about this scene that I really love too was like, and it just goes to show you how badass this Joker is. He's not crazy. This Joker had a fucking plan.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean, he's a lunatic, but he's a smart one.
right, smart.
He's
but
a genius.
He got offended when they're like, "You're crazy."
Yeah.
No, I'm not crazy.
I'm not.
I'm a schemer.
No, I'm not.
It was great.
Yeah. And also, like, Lau, who was on the TV, was terrified of the Joker. He turned his fucking camera off. He's like, yeah, I want no part of him. And again, that's another tease, because later he fucking shits its pants when he sees Joker in person.
It's true. But man, the grenades all in his vest. Love it.
Yeah. Then we have Batman meeting Dent for the first time. It's Batman, Dent, and Gordon on the roof of the police station. And I love how this scene was shot because the camera slowly spins around them. And if you know anything about filmmaking, that's a really hard shot to pull off because usually behind the camera, there's dozens of people. There's people holding lights. There's so that's a really hard shot to pull off, but I really like it. And then Gordon just warns that, you know, he's like, we're going after the mob's life savings. Things will get ugly. And then Batman does his second Irish goodbye. And Dent's like, what the fuck? And Gordon's like, he does that.
You have to get used to it.
Right. Then we have the 007 scene where Fox is showing Bruce his new toys and his bat suit. And he tells him about his plan to go after Lau. And he's like, you know, how about getting back into the plane? Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne. And he, you know, tells him the deal. And then he also shows him the arm blades that shoot out, which teases how Batman beats the Joker at the end of the movie. So much foreshadowing.
Really
It's
good
fucking
scene.
great.
You get to see his whole workshop there. Really good stuff.
Then we have our next Joker scene where he has some teens tell the mob boss that, they killed the Joker and he's in a body bag. He opens it up and he's like, so dead, that's 500. And then how about alive? Holds him, the fucking knife right in his mouth and does the first, you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. He turns to me and he says, why so serious? Comes at me with the knife. Why so serious? Sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious? And then, we don't get to see it, but he fucking stabs him in the throat, I guess?
That slit his throat. Who knows?
Slits his throat. And then he's, now, our operation is small, but there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion. So which of you fine gentlemen would like to be on our team? Oh, there's only one spot open right now, so we're going to have tryouts. And he fucking snaps a pool stick, drops one of it on there. Make it fast.
Like, to your point about a rated R movie, like, I don't know how much more a rated R movie would have made that scene more intense, but like, that was a super intense scene.
In that scene, it's scarier that you don't see it.
Yes.
I saw this movie, the first time I saw it, I was with my family. It was my sister was next to me. She was squirming, like audibly squirming in this scene. Like she was like, and I'm like, shut up.
Well, yeah, because he has the razor blade in Gamble's mouth.
Yeah, the knife.
And you can see it like tugging back and forth. Like, ooh, that looks really bad.
He put a smile on his face. Yeah.
Ooh.
So then Bruce cancels the ballet to take all of them on his boat to fuck them all. He's like, well, actually, it was Alfred's idea. He's like, what if we, Bruce, what if we all fucked the ballet?
You know goddamn sure Alfred got some nice.
Bruce, I've got a great alibi. What, Alfred? Can't we just go on the boat with... No, Bruce, we have to take the whole ballet. Except for the men. We're not going to take any of the men that are in the ballet, Bruce. Master Wayne.
It's a perfect cover. Nah, that's Bruce. He fucked the whole ballet.
But it's fun.
He fucked the whole ballet and Alfred just oiled them up.
Yeah, and he was pissed because clearly he didn't get laid. He was like, God damn it.
Teach me.
Yeah, so it was funny because my dad was always like wondering, he was like, why was Alfred upset that he had to put on their suntan lotion? Like, wouldn't he be happy? And I'm like, maybe it gave him blue balls? Like, maybe he's just like, you give me blue balls.
Well, I mean, how many women would it take you before you started to get annoyed? Would it be like 10,
No,
20?
no.
You wouldn't be annoyed at like the number 30 woman you're applying suntan oil to?
No.
Okay, well, maybe for Alfred, he's like, after 15 of these girls, I'm fucking done.
Some people said like it's because he's Bruce's servant. And they're just like, oh, he's a butler, so he'll serve me too. And he's like, I'm not your bloody servant. You cunt.
Thanks a lot, Master Wayne. You couldn't give me one. You couldn't give me one of them.
You had to fuck every... Can we at least be Eskimo brothers with this girl?
No, we cannot be Eskimo brothers.
I couldn't get the 30th. I couldn't get like the 20th hottest one, Master Wayne. Yeah. So he fucks all of them, then he leaves on a boat. I guess they all have to be like, hey, you didn't see that, right? You didn't see him leave on that fucking plane?
Right. Why plane land? I don't understand.
If you kids also signed these NDAs saying that Bruce was on the boat the whole time and that a plane didn't show up and take Bruce. And also, I know you, Veronica, you saw the Batman suit. If you could sign right here saying you didn't see the Batman suit.
You know what?
And Batman doesn't kill people, but we have people that kill people if you say anything.
We still know some of the League of Shadows. They didn't all die.
Well, we fucking learned that Alfred kills people.
He does. He just burnt the village down. Well, I guess he did. Yeah, you're right. He probably did kill some people. He had a pretty dark 20s and 30s.
Yeah. So Fox visits with Lau just to plant his cell phone in the building. Fox tells Lau the deal's off, and Lau's like, a simple phone call might have sufficed. And then we have the awesome shot of Christian Bale standing on top of that giant building, which he actually did for that scene. He was actually standing on that building for that one shot. And I was like, what? Like, how? I'm sure he was harnessed to something, but still, I'd be shitting my fucking pants.
Fucking Christopher Nolan.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Well, watching the movie back, I thought it was kind of interesting too. So when he plants the cell phone in there and he's talking, and Bruce is talking with Fox,
Yeah.
and they're talking about the technology, and he's like, "Oh, kind of like, talking about
Sonar.
the sonar." He's like, "Oh, like," and he's about to say bats, but he doesn't. He says like submarines.
A submarine, Mr. Wayne, like a submarine.
Like you think they would have said bats, but I guess that would have been too on the nose.
Well, I think that was Bruce he was like, just like, and then he's like, a submarine, Mr. Wayne. Yeah, I don't know.
This is why he's so great, because if you're talking about crazy real live stunts, you've got Tom Cruise, and then you've got anybody
Yeah.
in a Christopher Nolan movie. Just look at them all to do crazy shit.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wait till we do Dark Knight Rises. But yeah, Fox's cell phone kills the power to the building. Like when Fox leaves and that one security guy's like, "Here's your phone." And he's like, "I've already got one." The security guy was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess that wasn't his phone. Strange."
I gave it to some older man, I guess.
The guy has short-term memory issues, I guess. But the cell phone kills the power to the building. Batman crashes through the window, takes down all of Lau's men. One guy he just backfists, and it was like, it's just this really loud, like the last guy he beats up. I fucking love that shot. And then I also love how he's dragging Lau by his foot while he's just like screaming. And then the police show up. You're like, all right, Fox mentioned a skyhook, but what is that really? And then we find out what the skyhook is, and it just fucking attaches to the plane and he flies away. Like that escape was fucking amazing.
That's what I thought. Skyhook was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The CIA had a plan to get people out of the hot spots called a skyhook.
Crazy.
We could look into that. But yeah, I think if in real life there was a superhero like Batman that invaded Hong Kong illegally, kidnapped someone and brought them back to I would imagine there would be a lot of problems. I imagine China would be very upset.
Oh, especially China nowadays? For
Jesus
real.
Christ. Right.
It would start a world war.
Yeah, how could this guy be sitting in a Gotham prison? Like, China would be like,
We're sending nukes right now.
Right.
Batman, what? Yeah. So yeah, also the timing on the little bombs that he planted before was almost exact to like for movie time in the reality. Like I timed it. It was only like 5 seconds off. So that was also pretty
I never
cool.
noticed that before. Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting.
And then Batman delivers Lau right to Gordon's doorstep with a note on it. Please deliver to Lieutenant Gordon. And Lau's such a pussy. He just immediately gives up all of his clients for immunity, protection, and a chartered plane back to Hong Kong.
I'm good at calculation.
Okay. At calculation.
Calculation.
That's pretty racist, John.
Shut up. That was just fine.
Next up, all the mobsters are having breakfast, and the Russian mob guy's like, "He was right. You got to hire the clown. You have to fix main problem, Batman." While he's eating a waffle. And then Gordon shows up. He arrests all of them. Maroney's like, "You sure you want to embarrass me in front of my friend's lieutenant?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry. They're coming too." And then they have all 549 of them in the court at once. And the judge sees a Joker card in her documents.
Yeah. Something that would
Another
actually
tease.
not happen in real life.
What?
Having all those criminals all at one point.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking crazy.
so then Dent meets with the mayor, and the mayor's like, "Yeah, everyone's gonna come after you now, not just the mob. You know, politicians, journalists, cops, anyone whose wallet's about to get light." And then the dead Batman wannabe slams right on his window. That was a nice little jump scare in the theater.
For real. That was a jump scare.
And then for the Joker scene where he's just holding the camera, like that was Heath Ledger was allowed to do whatever he wanted in this scene since he's holding the camera. Like it was just Heath and this fucking guy in a room, you know, and
That's pretty cool.
tell them your name. Brian Douglas. Are you the real Batman? No. Then why do you dress up like him? because he's a symbol. We don't have to be afraid of scum like you. Yeah, you do, Brian. You really do. Yeah. Oh, shush. So you think Batman's made Gotham a better place? Look at me. Look at me! You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight. I'm a man of my word. Yeah, good job there.
I got you.
So the first teaser, before they showed the full trailer, the first teaser was just like the Bat logo, and then it's the Joker saying, like, starting tonight, people will die. I'm a man of my word. And then laughter. Like, that's all the teaser was. We just heard that audio. And again, that was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, the marketing for this fucking movie was so good. You're just like, yeah, you're in for the best movie ever, so get ready.
Best trilogy ever.
Best trilogy ever, yeah.
For sure.
I agree as well. So we go to Harvey Dent's fundraiser. Dent meets Alfred, and there's some foreshadowing here because Dent's like, oh, Rachel talks about you all the time. You've known her whole life? Oh, not yet, sir. It's like,
That hits worse knowing what happens.
Oh, well, sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, the first time you saw it, you thought it was just a joke. You thought it was just a little, Alfred's funny. He makes jokes. He makes little fucking quacks here and there. And you're like, oh, Alfred, you old fuck.
But after the 30th or 40th time, it starts
You've
to
known
hurt.
her whole life. Well, I mean, she's going down in like 30 minutes, sir. So there's that.
Well, it's even...
There's that. A little liquid current, Mr. Dent. It's like, why do you got to say so? You're like the Riddler, Alfred. Liquid current? But all right, sure. I'll take a glass of wine. Thanks.
But it's even funnier because when Alfred, when he asks, oh, any crazy ex-boyfriends I need to know about?
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, but not only from Bruce Wayne, but Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent.
He ends up being crazy as well.
That's right. You're going to be a crazy ex-boyfriend.
So much foreshadowing.
So then Bruce arrives late in a helicopter with three or four? Three beautiful.
3 bad bitches.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, guys, they all blew me in the helicopter. It's pretty great. Anyways, what's up? What are we doing here? And, he's going to act like the asshole. He roasts Dent in front of everyone, but he also tells them to support him. And then Bruce talks to Rachel privately. He's like, remember what you said at the end of the last movie? Well, I'm holding you accountable to it now.
Listen, before we go on, can we just talk about Bruce Wayne's sex life real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so we talked about him, Rachel was the love of his life, right?
Yeah.
So obviously he's not fucking any of these women, right? Because he's holding himself for Rachel, right?
He's saving himself?
For Rachel.
I hope not.
What do you think?
She's getting laid. Why can't he?
I don't know, but he seems like to be so morally upright that I don't think he would be sleeping around on anybody.
How could
because
he
he'd be holding himself?
How could he
for Rachel.
possibly keep the act up if he wasn't fucking all of these bitches?
It sounds.
You don't think
weird.
one of these women would come forward and be like, I think maybe he's like gay or, or a serial
NDA
killer?
After India, well, he played a serial killer.
Like he acted like he was into me, but then he wouldn't do anything.
I know it sounds
Bruce
crazy.
Wayne has like 50 beards. Like, what the hell?
It sounds crazy, but he loves Rachel so much.
No.
I don't know.
This is if Josh Reese were Batman, not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne fucks.
I would be pure, for sure. Pure as the driven snow.
Not by choice. All right. So yeah, he tells, Rachel, like, Harvey could be the hero that replaces me. Gotham needs a hero with a face. And then Harvey walks up. He's like, oh, hey, gee, golly, can I have Rachel back, please? Oh, don't cuck me, no. Then we have another great fucking scene where the police found 3 different strands of DNA on the dead body. And it had Harvey Dent's DNA, Commissioner Loeb's, and the judge. So it's just like this great montage of like 3 different things happening at once. Really 4. Like Commissioner Loeb starts drinking his booze and Gordon figures it out like just a second too late. He's like, how'd they get my DNA? And he's like, someone with a tissue or a glass. Oh, wait. But he already took a sip. And then Harvey asks Rachel, like, let's get married. But she's like, I don't have an answer. And
waiting
He's
for
like,
Bruce.
well, there must be someone else. He's like, just tell me it's not Wayne. The guy's a complete blah. And then like Bruce just chokes him out from behind to save him. It's so fucking good. Meanwhile, the judge gets in her car and it explodes. And if you watch the cops that gave her the envelope, like when the car explodes, the fake cop in the passenger seat, like just has like this big like like he's so excited. So like he was in on it as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So she's dead. Then
I
Joker.
just love how the car exploded and like millions of Joker cards flew everywhere.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
so fucking cool. Then the elevator opens, and at first you see the crooked cop, and then it's Joker behind him. We made it. And also in this scene, Michael Caine revealed that he had lines in this scene, but he forgot them because this was the first time he saw Heath Ledger as the Joker and literally shit his pants and forgot his lines.
Oh my God.
Like he was supposed to speak in this scene, but he forgot his lines. Oh my God. What are you doing here, sir?
You know what? That speaks more to like, okay, so like they're in a room full of people and someone shows up with a gun, everyone screams. But I mean, if he's scared shitless enough to where like, I have no words, like maybe the entire crowd was hushed too. Like, holy fuck.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. I only have one question. Where is Harvey Dent? And then he grabs a wine glass from a chick, but when he grabs it so hard, all of it falls out, and then he tries to drink it and there's nothing in. And he's like, fuck, and he just puts it down. That is so fucking good. Just so many little things about his performance. It's like, did he do it on purpose? Like, did he really, like, I'm going to grab it so hard that everything flies out, and then I'm going to try to drink it, and nothing happens. Like, he's a Joker. He's supposed to be funny, but, like, not on purpose, because his real jokes suck. But it's God.
But not only that, but like the moment before when he was like eating the shrimp, but he was like,
yeah. Like, just aggressively. And then he starts threatening everyone, but Rachel steps in, and that's where he's like, hello, beautiful. No. You must be Harvey Squeeze. And you are beautiful. Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Want to know how I got them? Oh, come here. Hey, look at me. See, I had a wife who's beautiful, like Josh, who tells me I worry too much, who tells me I ought to smile more, who gambles and gets in deep with the sharks. Hey, one day they carve her face. We had no money for surgeries. She can't take it. I just want to see her smile again. I just want her to know I don't care about the scars. So I stick a razor in my mouth and do this to myself. Hey, you know what? She can't stand the sight of me. She leaves. Now I see the funny side. Now I'm always smiling. And then she fucking knees him in the crotch or something. He's like, oh, a little fight in you. I like that. Then you gonna love me? Batman shows up. No one else saw him apparently somehow, but you know, right. Batman's like just waiting there for him to finish the monologue. He's like, when do I interrupt? I have to wait to say something cool.
No, Batman's like, I'm kind of enthralled. I kind of want to finish how he got the story.
He's standing there while Joker's talking.
Just waiting right behind, like, wait.
Not yet.
Okay, now.
Yeah. Little fight you, I like that. Oh, it's great. I'm Batman. Then you're gonna love me. Yeah. So Batman fights the goons, but Joker grabs Rachel with a gun to her head, and Batman says, let her go. Very poor choice of words. And like the first time, I just laughed my fucking ass off because he just lets her go. And people may criticize how Batman saved Rachel in this scene, but the cape slowed them down to land safely on the taxi car. Sure. I don't want to hear it. He's Batman.
It's Batman.
It's Batman.
Fine.
Didn't even kill the guy in the taxi car.
No, that guy was fine. Barely hurt the taxi at all. Yeah, look, the cape, he flies with the cape. The cape slowed them down. They're totally fine. Not even a scratch.
He's fine.
It's magic.
People also point out, like, you know, how did Joker get away after that? Because couldn't Batman have just, like, used his grapple gun and gotten right back there?
Well, it was pretty high. But not only that, Joker didn't kill anybody in that room. He just kind of
left.
I'm a bounce, guys.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys at the next murder.
All right. right, we're out of here. See you guys later.
Entertainment's rolling.
I bet they filmed the scene like showing just them leaving, but they were like, yeah, it's not necessary. We have to go to the next scene.
So you're saying we need the Christopher Nolan cut that's like 6 hours long?
God, I wish.
This really should have
fucking
been the
wish.
part like. Okay, this is the first part where I start having an issue with this movie.
Oh.
So this is the guy that trained with the League of Shadows.
Yeah.
He beat Ra's al Ghul. This is the baddest fucking guy on the planet. And he can't just end this whole thing right there. He can't just knock the fucking Joker out and this whole thing's over
She
right
had
there.
Rachel. He had Rachel.
Before that, he's Batman.
He's fighting the other goons.
He was fighting like 6 goons, and then he threw Rachel overboard. You know, he was split. He couldn't do both at once.
They had guns.
a little bit.
Okay.
They had guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
But you're right. He is a badass. He's a badass.
So then we have Alfred's like big scene where Bruce tells Alfred criminals aren't complicated, which is a direct quote from Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, because Ra's al Ghul tells Bruce, a criminal is not complicated. And now Bruce, taking what he learned from Ra's al Ghul, criminals aren't complicated. And then that's where Alfred's like, perhaps this is a man you don't fully understand either. A long time ago, I was in Burma. I was working for the local government.
Oh, boy.
And there was this piece of shit who stole the stones. So we went looking for the stones. Some people say I do a better Alfred than Joker. But no. Yeah, it's a
not
joke.
bad.
It's a joke, Josh. This is a very dramatic version. That's where he's like, we couldn't find the rubies. And he saw one day, I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing him away. So why steal them? Well, because he thought it was good sport. Because some men aren't looking for anything logical. They can't be bought, bullied, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn. And like Bruce is looking at the camera footage of Joker, smiling at him.
That line, when he says that line with the video shot of Heath Ledger's face,
Right.
fucking amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm kind of curious now, since Criminals Aren't Complicated was in the first one.
Yeah.
We had it here. I wonder if it's going to be in the third. I don't know. You think they mentioned it in the
No,
third?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I don't. I think I would remember that because I've known about that line in both movies.
Okay.
Yeah, the best meme from Some Men Just Want to Watch the World Burn. There's a meme where like Skittles and M&Ms are mixed together, and then the picture below is Alfred. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Those people are assholes, for sure.
My God.
Yes.
Could you, that's some prank to do on someone. Hey, man, you want some M&Ms? Yeah. You just pour a bunch of M&Ms and Skittles on their hand. Oh, God, no. I can't even imagine how bad that tastes. That's got to be disgusting.
I've not seen that meme, but that is a good meme for sure.
We should do that to our kids.
My fucking son be like, this is amazing. Kids love mixing random shit together. Like the kids that would just put all the sodas in one cup.
Oh, yeah.
I tried that once. I didn't like it.
No.
Skittles or M&Ms?
Skittles.
M&M's.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
Josh. Of course you had the wrong opinion.
Together,
All right.
watch the world burn.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Joker had 2 more people killed. Were they cops? The ones that Richard Dent and Patrick Harvey, they were in the apartment, like 8th and Orchard. You'll find Harvey Dent there.
I think so, because they had like kind of official badges.
Or they... Oh, yeah, they did have badges, right?
I don't know what they were for, though.
Oh, did they? I missed that.
Maybe they were Arkham badges? Ooh,
I don't know. Anyways, it's not important, but Batman then takes a piece of wall where one of the bullets was shot, and he uses science to... well, that's Batman. Batman's
Talk about technology.
Batman's going to have the highest tech.
For sure.
You don't get it? Oh, I get it. I understand it fully. He uses the science to recreate the bullet to find the fingerprint. I thought it's cool Batman science.
No, it's great Batman science.
That's something that Batman could do, yes.
Yeah.
That's technology that maybe police departments could use
Michael
instead
Caine,
of Batman.
Alfred says that in Dark Knight Rises. He's like, why not give this to the police?
Right.
Let them be Batman. He's like, they can't be Batman, I'm Batman. So then Fox asks Bruce about a new. He's like, "Did you move R&D?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, new telecommunications government project or whatever." And Fox asks about it, and Bruce is like, "I'm playing this one pretty close to the chest." Doesn't tell him right now.
Fair enough.
Then some shithead that works for Wayne Enterprises, like their finance department, I guess, or whatever.
I think it was an outside lawyer that was doing some like stuff for him.
Yeah, well, he was. Yeah, it was about the financial stuff.
Right.
But he confronts Fox because he figured out that Bruce is Batman. He's like, "Yeah, I started digging up some old files," and he finds the Batmobile. He's like, "Yeah, what about this, huh? What are you building for him now? A rocket ship?" And then he's like, "I want $10 million a year for the rest of my life." And it's like, you're a pretty smart guy. You figured out who Bruce Wayne is, but you just made a really stupid deal. $10 million a year. Why not just take a one-time payout of like $200 million instead of just getting these paychecks every year?
Right.
Like if you win the lotto, you don't take the 20-year plan. You take the bulk because the interest alone will keep you ahead.
Hey, Josh, you know who that was supposed to be, right?
No.
Andrew, you know who that was supposed to be, right?
I mean, I don't necessarily believe it was supposed to be him, but I think it was just a little nod to that.
A little nod, yeah. It was supposed to be the Riddler.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is kind of disappointing because holy fucking shit, can you imagine the Riddler
Yeah.
in a Christopher Nolan movie?
Well, so that was the rumor. The rumor was that they were going to get Johnny Depp to play the Riddler for the third one, but he went with Bane instead.
That would have been
I
amazing.
mean, that would have been amazing, sure, but it's not like Tom Hardy wasn't awesome as Bane,
Right.
So it's fine. I'm not losing sleep over it, but
But
Sure, that'd be cool to see.
But after seeing what the Riddler could be in the latest
Batman.
movie, I mean, it was a fucking train wreck. But
Right.
what it could be done well,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
No, seeing this trilogy of movies, because we're going to see the next one next week, but like it just makes me sad that Christopher Nolan isn't doing every Batman movie going forward.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to do Batman.
I know, but-
forever.
I know. Well, I see that. That was funny. But no, I mean, like, these are so perfect. And like,
That's why I've said, how often does Warner Brothers call Christopher Nolan? They're like, "Hey, how about $2 billion? Will you do it now?
just checking in, our monthly check-in.
How much money do you want?"
yeah. But Josh, if every day was Christmas, it wouldn't be Christmas
Yeah, exactly.
anymore.
Right.
Christmas only comes once a year. Batman movies
Josh,
come even
if-
rarer
if,
than
if
that.
he made 10 Batman movies, would they still be good?
No.
A lot of people don't like Dark Knight Rises.
Wow.
Now, I think those people are insane. But yeah, there's some issues with the movie. I acknowledge that. We'll acknowledge that next week and all, but I
He
still
eventually
love
would
it.
have gotten to Batman 7 and done what? The Calendar Man?
Right. Is that
that's enough.
Nicolas Cage? I want to play the Calendar Man.
No, he wanted to play Egghead.
I want to play Egghead. I think it'd be pretty good. Call Christopher Nolan. What's that? He blocked my phone number. Damn it. Yeah. So yeah, he's like, "I want $10 million a year," and Morgan Freeman's like, "Let me get this straight. You believe that your client, one of the wealthiest, powerful men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp, and your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck." And the guy's like, "Okay."
I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to sit with that info. No, that was a great comeback for sure.
Right.
I love that.
Good
Lucius
luck.
Fox, amazing. I love him.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah. So then we have Commissioner Loeb's funeral. It's daytime, so Batman can't come out to play. So Bruce takes a motorcycle to the apartment of the guy who matched the fingerprint, and Bruce finds the real soldiers tied up. He looks out the window, but there's a timer to open the blinds to distract the snipers, and they shoot at Bruce. Meanwhile, Joker and his goons were acting as the soldiers, and for like half a second, we see Joker without the makeup. It's this quick little thing that the first time you saw it in theaters, you were like, whoa, what? You know, like, and like they show you like enough of the scars on his face to where it's like, okay, we know it's him, but just this little fucking shot. Joker shoots at the mayor, but Gordon gets in front, takes the hit, and that's where they want everyone to think that, you know, Jim Gordon is dead. And when I was
They
in the
did
theaters,
shoot him.
yeah,
I mean, hit him in the back.
he was wearing a vest.
I guess. Yeah.
Because later he's like, keep things close to the vest. Like those bullets. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, it's fine. Yeah, they want everyone. I didn't think he was really dead because I was like, well, he hasn't even become Commissioner Gordon yet, so I don't think he's dead.
I don't know. The first time they got me because it looked like it was a good kill shot.
I wasn't thinking that far ahead. When I saw this in theaters, I was so fucking pissed off when this happened.
Right.
Because I bought in.
The scene is just perfect chaos. It felt so real.
For sure.
Like when Harvey and Rachel are trying to find each other and there's shots and like they're just holding their hand up like, oh, fuck. Like it's just a natural reaction to gunshots and everything. Like it was just so chaotic. It felt so dangerous and real.
I will say that this was the first time where the Joker's plan was maybe a little bit bad because they took 2 practice shots first. Like they should have just shot first and then...
What?
When they were doing the gun salute, they did 2 shots up in the air. And
Yeah.
the third shot was the one where they went for the mayor. Like they should have just shot him first time.
This is where Josh just gets confused.
No, that's what happened.
No, they shot twice in the air to make everyone be like, yeah, okay, they're going to do the shots in the air. If you do it the first time, it's way too obvious.
Second time? I don't know.
No.
I just thought it was a little bit rough.
Rough?
A little bit rough.
This is where you just get lost, Josh.
I thought it was
and like
rough.
your brain just is like, oh my God, I can't process what happened.
No, I just
Makes
thought it
no
was a
sense.
bad plan. I thought it was ill-planned.
Okay, all right.
It was ill-planned.
No, it wasn't. Just because your stupid brain thinks it was doesn't mean it was, Josh.
Not everything has to be Ender's perfection.
It made perfect sense, Josh.
Yeah, it does.
Fake, blah.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You don't just immediately go, blah.
Yeah.
They have the guns.
You give everyone a sense of comfort. Like, yeah, we're gonna shoot in the air. One time, okay, it's normal. Oh, they're shot again. Okay, I can just be distracted, do whatever. Gordon was the only one that didn't trust it. That's
Yes.
why he saved the mayor. That's how no one else was fucking thinking anything was off.
Yes.
But Gordon was the only one that was, he had his fucking eye on the prize. He didn't trust it. So, police tell Gordon's wife that he's dead. And, obviously she freaks out and she sees Batman there and she yells at him. And Batman's so pissed, he just fucking goes in the club and beats up all of Maroni's men and takes them with him. And one of my favorite Batman scenes in this movie, because it's really all about the Joker, but Batman holding Maroni like 3 stories up, and Maroni's like, from one professional to another, you're trying to scare somebody, pick a better spot from this height, fall wouldn't kill me. I'm counting on it. And then he's like, ah! And that's like one of those screams where it's just like a fucking coward like screaming at anyone would falling 3 stories, but
For sure.
that was a cool badass Batman scene where it's like he's really starting to lose it,
Then seen his legs snap in half.
breaking Maroni's legs.
By the way, quick little side note. When he first went in the club, raging out, did he know, was he in on it that Commissioner Gordon was okay? Or did he believe
No.
that Gordon was dead at that moment? Because it seemed
No.
like later on he was in on it,
It
but
did seem like that, right?
because it seemed like later it was like, oh, this was all our plan. But
I don't think so.
But in that moment, it seemed like he was just raging. And that's why that scene was so fucking cool, because usually he's all like hiding in the shadows and Batman and all that shit. And this one was just, he just walked into a fucking club and started fucking people
No,
up.
he thought Gordon was dead. That's why he started losing his mind.
Right, yeah, he had to have.
Because even later he tells Dent Gordon's dead, and he's like, he fully believes it. Like,
Right.
he's pissed off. That's the whole purpose of him just storming that club and
Right.
and even throw like, Gordon's dead. I'm gonna throw Maroni off this fucking building because I'm so pissed off.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, yeah, I don't think he would also visit the wife and be like, sorry. So yeah. But no, I like when he's talking to Maroni after he falls. He's like, where is he? And he's like, I don't know. He found us. He must have friends. And then Maroni's like, friends? You met this guy? It's so fucking good. And then meanwhile, Harvey hijacks the ambulance that one of the goons was in because the police caught him. It was actually the same goon that killed those other 2 people before in the apartment scene.
Yeah.
But Harvey takes the goon somewhere and he plays Russian roulette with him to get the info. But Batman stops him and he's like, you're the symbol of hope I can never be. If anyone saw this, everything would be undone. And Batman tells Dent he's turning himself in, and Dent just is like, you can't give in. You can't give in! Screams, and like,
So mad.
this scene shows like Dent slowly turning to the dark side.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's playing Russian roulette, but the coin is the same on both sides. You know, that's where it's like he wasn't really going to kill the guy, but he's starting to lose his fucking mind.
He was worried for Rachel.
Yeah. Then Bruce tells Rachel like his plan. He's going to turn himself in, and she's like, "No, don't do that." And then Bruce and Rachel kiss. Bruce is fully on board with I'm going to turn myself in, okay? Like, that's the right thing to do. And Rachel's like, "But if you turn yourself in, they're never going to let us be together." That totally fucks with his head there.
Which is fucked up because after watching this movie, she had already decided.
Yeah.
She had already decided.
She decided once Bruce didn't turn himself in. That's when she got all pissy.
And she wrote that breakup note so quick.
I think she had decided early on in this movie. She had already moved on from Bruce.
Yeah, but she didn't write the note until until Dent turned himself in. Because she's all about like, I want to be with the hero, and then Dent's the one that sacrifices himself, so she chooses him.
But she wouldn't have chosen him if he would have turned himself in. She said they wouldn't be together.
She said they wouldn't. But she
wouldn't let them be together.
She would still be in love with him if Bruce turned himself in. Yes, they wouldn't be together, but she would still be in love with him. By him not turning himself in, that's where she like fell out of love with Bruce. Yeah, and that's when she wrote the note. You know,
I think she had already decided before that she was in love with Dent. I think she had already moved on, and that's why this version of Rachel, I think, was less likable than Batman Begins, because I think the whole movie she had already moved on and she was just leading him on.
Still kissed him. Again, she didn't write the note till later. I mean,
it's a friend kiss.
I've watched the movie hundreds of times.
Right.
But Bruce says Alfred, and that's my answer for everything. Well, I watched the movie more times. So.
Okay.
So Bruce says Alfred burn anything that could lead back to Lucius or Rachel. And then Alfred tells Bruce, like, what would you have me do? And Alfred's like, endure, Master Wayne. That's the point of Batman. He could be the outcast. And Bruce is like, well, nope, I can't do it. So today you get to say I told you so. And Alfred's like, today I don't want to. But I did bloody tell you.
It's funny. This is a good line.
It's like, I suppose they're going to lock me up as well as your accomplice. Accomplice? I'm going to tell them the whole thing was your idea. Some great humor there. Then we have the press conference that Dent holds. He defends Batman. Someone's like, but things are worse than ever. And Dent says, the night is darkest just before the dawn. And I promise you, the dawn is coming. And then Bruce is about to turn himself in, but Dent says, I am the Batman. So,
which is something I guess he's been waiting to say the entire movie.
Oh, yeah. He fucking jizzed in his pants when he said that shit. He's like, I'm the Batman. Oh, yeah.
Finally, I can say this somewhere other than the mirror at my house.
But it was a good plan. Because, like, Rachel, that's when Rachel gets pissed. She gives the note to Alfred, and then she tries to stop Dent. And he's like, this is the Batman's chance. Joker will try to take me down, and Batman will come save me and take down the Joker. Yeah, it's great. Good and plan. Rachel's trying to convince him not to go through it. And he's like, he goes, heads, I go through with it. Tosses her the coin. This is your life. You can't leave something like that to chance. And he's like, I'm not. And then she flips the coin around. Both sides are heads. And she's like, he fucking tricked me into getting that date. Because earlier in the movie, he's like, yeah, this coin got me my first date with you. It's like, yeah, there was never going to be a no, honey. Like, that's not cool.
No.
And then she's like, yeah, you make your own luck. Another repeated line. Then we have the car chase. One of the best action scenes ever.
For sure. One of my favorites of all time.
They transport Dent in a SWAT truck. So Joker sends all of his men after him. One big truck sends a SWAT truck into the lake. Then Joker shows up in a big truck that says laughter is the best medicine, but he added an S in the front. Slaughter is the best medicine.
Great.
Then he just starts blowing up cop cars with a bazooka. And thankfully, Batman shows up in the Batmobile. And the first guy, there's a guy in a fucking dumpster truck. Sorry. And he just drives right under him. And like the whole fucking truck just hits the ceiling. That guy's dead. That guy's totally dead.
That guy's dead for sure.
He totally killed that guy.
But I like the scene because, when they open the slaughter thing and they start shooting the stuff, they start with the Uzi.
Yeah.
Then they move to the shotgun.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's going to take something much more than that.
And then the bazooka.
Pull out the bazooka.
Is that a bazooka? But I like when Batman kills the dump truck. like Joker, there's just a little thing where he's like, and it's like just that little thing is so good for me.
Maybe he does murder.
So Joker fires at the truck. Dent is in, but the Batmobile takes the hit, and he saves Harvey. And Joker gets in a different truck where like that guy's. I guess that's the one no, it's not because he destroyed that one. But there's an old guy that's passed out, and Joker's like, Harvey Dent. Oh, excuse me, I want to drive, and just pushes him out. And then when the Batmobile turns into the motorcycle,
Oh my God.
no one saw that
Nobody
shit
saw this
coming.
coming.
That was not in the trailer. We saw that the Bat Pod was in the trailer, but we don't know how he got it. And then it's like, what? There was a motorcycle in this thing the whole time?
Right.
Oh, that was so fucking great.
Fucking amazing.
That was such a good reveal. Then Joker had some goons shoot wires across buildings, and it caused a helicopter to crash. Again, he's like the biggest schemer ever.
Yeah.
At this point, Batman's lost all control. He's like, fuck everything. I'm getting this guy. He shoots through like a mall or something, like some indoor
seem like a
place,
mall,
and
yeah.
people are just like jumping out of the way. He's almost hitting them.
I
And
know
then
he's driving through like the row of cars, just breaking
blowing all of them up. Thankfully, he didn't blow the one that those two kids were in.
I know,
that were also
right?
pretending to blow cars up, and then they're like, "What? Did we just do something?" But I like when he gets out in the street, and then Joker's like, "Now there's a Batman," and then Batman flipping Joker's truck. That was awesome. That's quite the stunt.
non-CGI.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing stunt.
I know they did some of the car stunts with miniatures, but I don't remember exactly which ones. But they did some of them with miniature cars and stuff like that. So that was interesting. But yeah, Batman at this point, he's just charging at the Joker, thinking about running him over. This is the scene that reminds me of Batman 1989, where Batman's in the Batplane.
Yes. And he's
And
just,
Jack Nicholson is staring down at him,
and he's just,
and Batman's like, I'm just going to crash into you. But then, Jack Nicholson shoots down the Batplane. But it reminds me of that. And I think Nolan might have done it on purpose, like as just a little fucking homage thing or something. But
It's a good scene.
it's really good. So yeah, Joker's like, hit me. And then Batman can't do it, so he crashes. And then one of the goons tries to take off Batman's mask, but it shocks him, and Joker laughs his ass off. He's like, that was pretty fucking funny.
Fucking spits on him.
Yeah. Then Joker gets on top of Batman, but the secret SWAT guy was Gordon all along. We got you son of a bitch. Yeah, that's true. That deserves.
There you go. Yeah.
Joker gives up very easily, which obviously should have been telling.
Should have been some foreshadowing on Gordon's part.
Then we have Joker in prison, where the mayor's like, what do we got? And Gordon's like, nothing. No matches on prints, DNA, dental, clothing is custom, nothing in his pockets but knives and lint. No name, no other alias. And people have pointed out, it's like, they did everything to try to identify him except take his makeup off. But it's like, yeah, but,
I don't know if that would have
kind of
helped.
needs the makeup on for these scenes.
that's fine.
I just love when they were showing like all the shit that they were pulling out of his pockets and stuff
Yeah.
like that. One of them was a potato peeler.
Right.
That's so funny. He had fucking so many knives and shit. all over him.
We didn't mention it earlier. He had a knife in his shoe.
That's right. When he was kicking the shit out of Batman.
Yeah. So the mayor tells Gordon, you're the new commissioner, and they all applaud, including Joker, which was improvised by Heath Ledger.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Added some creepiness.
And like of gifs that are used, that's like probably the most famous Heath Ledger gif as the Joker that is used
Great moment.
on the interwebs. I really like this scene where Gordon goes home. I mean, his wife slaps him, not that scene, because he didn't tell anyone. He's like, look, sorry, all right? She's like, you fucking asshole.
I love you.
She's like, Dave from next door, I'm already fucking him. He's like, no, it was 2 days, you slut.
It's grief.
What?
Fuck, it's different.
But no, I really love when he wakes up his son, and his son's like, did Batman save you, Daddy? And he's like, actually, this time I saved him. That was a really sweet scene.
Yeah, that was
Let's get in
good.
the feels.
And Gordon's like, actually, I'm kind of hot shit right now, son. You should have seen me. Maybe I'm Batman. I don't know.
I'm fucking commissioner now too.
Yeah. So Gordon gets called back to the station because Dent is now missing. And he tells Joker, Harvey Dent never made it home. Of course not. What have you done with him? Me? I was right here. And he shows him the cuffs. Who'd you leave him with? Your people? Assuming, of course, they still are your people and not Maroney's. Does it depress you, Commissioner, to know just how alone you really are? Does it make you feel responsible for Harvey's current predicament? Where is he? What's the time? What difference does that make? Well, depending on the time, he might be in one spot or several. And then Gordon's like, if we're going to play games, I'm going to need a cup of coffee. The good cop, bad cop routine. The good cop, bad cop routine. Not exactly. And then turns the lights on. How long has Batman's been standing there? Must have been a while. Holy shit. I mean, Batman had to go in first. And then bring the Joker in. Turn the lights off.
Yeah, because they had to wait for Gordon to get there too. So he's sitting there for half an hour, just patiently breathing in the background behind the Joker.
Yeah. Bashes his head on the fucking desk. And he's like, never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the next. See? You wanted me. Here I am. I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you had Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold. And look, do you want me to do the fucking thing again? Those mob fools want you gone so they could go back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things forever. Then why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. See, you complete me. You're garbage who kills for money. Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. When they don't, they'll cast you out. Like a leper. You see, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. You see, I'm not a monster. Just ahead of the curve. And then Batman grabs him. He's like, where's Dent? And he's like, you have all these rules and you think they'll save you. And he's just like slamming the Joker around. Gordon's like outside. He's like, he's in control. Yeah, sure. It's like, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever you say. And then, that's where he's telling the Joker, he's considering breaking his one rule. And Joker's like, well, you're going to have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
Batman just starts brutally beating the shit out of him.
Nope, you jumped the gun. So then Joker said, Batman's like them. And he's like, for a little while there, I thought you really were Dent. The way you threw yourself after her. And that's where Batman's like, oh shit, he's got Rachel too. And that's when he starts beating the shit out of him. And Joker's just like, you have nothing to threaten me with. He's laughing as he's beating him up, which was so fucking amazing.
Creepy.
Then Joker's finally like, don't worry, I'm going to tell you where they are, both of them. And that's the choice. That's the point. You'll have to choose. And then he gives Batman both address. He's like, she's at so-and-so, he's over there. And Gordon's like, which one are you going after? Rachel! So Harvey and Rachel are held in different buildings with a bunch of oil drums and a timer. And they also have phones, so they get to talk to each other before they die. It's very sweet.
So sad.
Dent tries to break out, but he knocks over an oil drum. Half of his face lands on it. One of the cops thinks he's going to beat up the Joker, but Joker baits the cop, and he's like, how many of your friends have I killed? And then the cop kind of goes into this little thing. He's like, you killed 6 of my friends. And then Joker just goes, 10. Like, actually killed 10 of his friends. And then
Is that what he said? I always thought it was
he
like,
goes,
ow, I did.
No, he goes, 10. Oh, like 10 of your friends, actually. And then that's where he does you want to know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions. You see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. So in a way, I knew your friends better than you ever did.
So fucked up.
Would you like to know which of them are cowards? And yeah, so the cop goes after him, but he's got a broken piece of mirror next to him after where Batman slammed his fucking head. Then he's holding him. The cops are like, "What do you want?" He's like, "I just want my phone call." So he makes the phone call. The fat goon explodes, kills everyone. The guy early's like, "My insides hurt," and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?" "Oh, he's got his bomb in his stomach. No problem."
Boss said he was gonna turn my insides and make it a happy cloud.
Boss said he'd make the voices go away. Said he'd replace them with bright lights like Christmas. Yeah, well, he sure did. Everyone's dead except for the Joker and Lau. He kidnaps Lau. Rachel tells Dent she wants to marry him. She chooses him. Batman enters the building thinking it's Rachel, but he finds Dent instead because Joker swapped the addresses.
The devious fucking Joker.
And Batman's like pulling Harvey out of the building. Harvey doesn't even want to leave because he's got Rachel on the line. And he's like, "Rachel, Rachel." And fuck, man. Rachel dies. That was a shocker. That's where I was like, what? What just happened?
This is a great payoff because this is such a movie trope. Like we saw this in, what was it? Batman Forever, where there was Robin and was it Nicole Kidman?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, obviously neither of these people are going to die. This is a Batman movie.
Right.
Nope. They did it in this one.
They did it.
Yeah.
Rachel's dead. Holy shit. I was shocked. Then the building Harvey was in explodes, and because he's got the oil in his face, sets half of his face on fire. Joker then kidnaps Lau. Like, he goes over to the Lau's cell, and Lau's just like clinging to the fucking jail cell. He's so scared. And Joker just rings the keys, and he's like, "Hello there." And Lau's like shitting himself. Also, the fucking shot of Joker hanging out of the car window, the cop car window.
It's great as he's driving around.
No, he's not driving. He's in the back seat.
He wasn't driving?
No,
He's in the back seat.
he's in the back seat, Josh.
Yeah, but the door was open. I could see him swinging around.
No.
I always thought he was driving in that
No,
scene.
that's how he was so in the moment. He was just hanging out the window like,
Yeah, he was
I
in the
always thought he was driving.
he was in the back seat.
Yeah, that's why I always thought it was so weird. I thought he was sticking his head out the back window. I don't know.
no, he
No,
couldn't.
he's not driving.
No, he
Josh.
couldn't be a responsible driver and a lunatic at the same time, Josh.
I don't think he was very responsible at all in this movie.
So you're claiming you're right again. So I've seen the movie how many times, but you're going to claim that you're
A
right.
bunch of times too. I'm just saying. I'm shocked. I always thought
Yeah,
he was.
he was in the back
Interesting.
seat. No, he wasn't driving.
Interesting.
But awesome shot. Batman finds Dent's coin from Rachel's building, leaves it at Harvey's side in his hospital room. Dent later wakes up and finds one side of the coin all fucked up now because of the explosion. And that's another great scene because he's screaming, but we don't hear it. It's just like this really loud, like ominous tone that it's so loud, but it's just that whole fucking shot like speaks volumes because he's in so much pain, but you don't hear him. Then Gordon visits Dent, and Harvey makes him call him the name that he had. He was like, "Remember that name you all had for me in Eternal Affairs? What was that, Gordon?" He's like, "Oh, Harvey, come on." He's like, "Say it. Say it!" And then he's like, "Two-Face, Harvey. Harvey Two-Face." And then he's like, "Why should I hide who I am?" And Gordon apologizes. He's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, that's when we finally see his face. And he's like, "No, you're not." And we didn't see Two-Face until the movie. They hinted at it in the trailers, but we never saw his actual face. Everyone was kind of like worried, like, "Oh God, what's that going to look like? I hope it doesn't look like Tommy Lee Jones." But it was like one of the few things they used CGI for, and that was Harvey's face.
He was terrifying for sure.
And it looked great.
Oh, Two-Face was a great villain in this. He was really good.
Yeah. So then Maroney's had enough of the Joker. He tells Gordon where Joker is. Alfred reads the note. Rachel left Bruce saying she's going to marry Harvey. And then the scene of Bruce crying to Alfred, where they shot that scene, that's the same room that my sister got married in.
Oh, wow.
Like so outside that room, it's like fucking 20 stories up or whatever. Like they got married outside, then the rest of like the reception was inside that room. So that was really cool because like a lot of the movie was filmed in Chicago.
That's right.
Nice wedding, Jewel.
Nice wedding. Yeah, it was good.
It is kind of funny how Gotham moved over the years. Because in the next movie, it's in Pittsburgh, right?
A lot of it is.
Yeah.
He wanted every movie to look different. Like,
Yeah.
but no, that scene where Alfred brings Bruce, he's like, "I prepared some supper," and he's like, Bruce doesn't say anything. He's like, very well then. That's the same scene in Batman Begins when Bruce's parents are killed. And Alfred's like, I prepared supper. Very well then. And then he's like, Alfred. And it's like, that's how that both of the scenes are. And he tells Alfred, she was going to wait for me. And Alfred takes the note back and tells him, oh, this could wait till later. Doesn't tell him what it is. And then Bruce asks Alfred, did you catch that bandit? And he's like, yes. How? We burnt the forest down. It's like,
Killed a lot of villagers.
like just telling Bruce, like, well, that's kind of what it takes.
You got to be just as crazy as the other crazy motherfucker.
So then we have Joker. He found all the fucking money. He's at the top of it's a giant pile of money. My God, Scrooge McDuck is coming in his pants seeing all that money. And who wouldn't want to slide down a giant pile of money?
Right? And he did it so great.
I told you, I'm a man of my word. Slides down. Where's the Italian? I love that. And also Lau's on top. He's throwing the money at Lau. While the Russian guy's like, what do you do with all your money? See, I'm a guy of simple tastes. I enjoy dynamite and gunpowder and gasoline. And the thing they have in common? They're cheap. And they start pouring the gasoline all over the money. The Russian guy's like, thought you were a man of your word. And he goes, oh, I am. I'm only burning my half. But then he sets all of the money on fire. He's like, no, I'm only burning my half. Then immediately he's like, yeah, I just lied to you. Go fuck yourself. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, he just said I'm burning my half. Was that only half? But no, that was all the money. Then you have to also remember, Lau's at the top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
So he gets burned alive.
For sure.
And that's another thing about how this scene could have been a little better if it was rated R. Right. Because they couldn't even have Lau screaming,
burning to death.
Even not even showing it. They couldn't have him screaming and burning to death in a PG-13 movie. But it's like, yeah, he set him on fire.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Then fucking killed the Italian guy and fucking just started going through. He didn't kill the Italian guy.
That guy was Russian.
Italian.
Maroney's. Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry. Bad. They killed the bad guy.
Yeah, he fucking has his guys take him away, and then Joker's like, I'm going to steal your dogs. These are my dogs now. Why don't we cut you up and feed you to your pooches, And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns. And then Joker calls into the GCN show, and I guess he was the only caller. They let him right through. It was like a fucking cold call. The guy's like, who is this? And because that fucking Wayne Enterprises douchebag was going to tell them all who Batman is.
Right. And then they kind of slow played it when they came back to GCN.
Yeah.
It didn't start like, it's Bruce Wayne. They had to,
Well, no, he didn't say it yet.
I know, but they had to lead up to it. I was hoping he would do the right thing.
Well, it's for ratings, right? You gotta. You'll find out who Batman is right after this
commercial break.
Yeah. So Joker's like, I don't want Mr. Reese spoiling all the fun.
No.
No, he goes, I don't want Mr. Reese spoiling everything, but why should I have all the fun? Let's give someone else a chance. If Holman Reese isn't dead in 60 minutes, then I blow up a hospital. And of course, everyone's panicking. Gordon is prioritizing Gotham General because that's where Harvey is. And Alfred's like, will you be taking the bat pod, sir? It's like, middle of the day, Alfred, not very subtle. The Lamborghini then, much more shadow. And then we see like a 30-second Lamborghini commercial, which was cool. That was also like a quick 30-second, no, not even, like a 10-second trailer.
Yeah.
That was like a TV spot for a while. It's like, the Lamborghini then. Yes, master.
Yeah, sure. For all the people watching that can afford the Lamborghini.
And then Alfred does some research. He finds one cop. He has a wife in the hospital. And coincidentally, it's one of the three cops that's with Mr. Reese and Gordon. And Gordon stops the one cop from shooting Reese. And then Bruce sees another guy that looks like Brett Favre. It was like they were like, yeah, get this guy. I want Brett Favre. He's not available. Well, get me this guy. He looks just like Brett Favre. He tries to crash into them. So Bruce gets in front, wrecks his Lambo. And Gordon tells him, he's like, that's a pretty brave thing you did. And Bruce is like, what, trying to catch the light? He's like, you weren't trying to stop our truck. He's like, why? Who's in it? And then he's like, you think I should go to the hospital? And Gordon's like, you don't watch a whole lot of news, do you, Mr. Wayne? Like, he's still covering his ass.
You're just a fucking dumb rich guy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
What a piece of shit. So then a cop goes into Dent's room because it's time to remove him, but Joker was dressed as a nurse and shoots him. Fucking great.
Great.
And then Joker reveals himself to Dent, and there's another thing people criticize this scene because Joker, obviously you could tell it's Joker with the surgical mask on.
Sure.
But like Dent is just waking up. They're like, how did he not know it was Joker until he took the mask off? But Dent was like waking up, so he wasn't all with it at that point.
Yeah, still a little bit groggy and whatnot.
Then he takes off the mask and Dent's like, what the fuck? And then he just sits down and he's just like, hi. So fucking good. You know, I don't want there to be any hard feelings between us, Harvey. When you and then he forgets her name, Rachel, were being abducted. I was sitting in Gordon's cage. You know, I didn't rig those charges. And then Dent's like, your men, your plan. And this is where Joker, the person he fucks with the most in this movie is Harvey Dent. He goes, do I really look like a guy with a plan? It's like, yes, you are the biggest planner, the biggest schemer of them all.
Yeah.
Do I look like a guy with a plan? You know what I am? I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. You know, I just do things. The mob has plans. The cops have plans. Gordon's got plans. You know, they're schemers. Schemers trying to control their little worlds. I'm not a schemer. I try to show the schemers how pathetic their attempts to control things really are. So when I say that, come here. When I say that you and your girlfriend was nothing personal, you know that I'm telling the truth.
Fucking amazing.
Then Joker takes off Dent's restraints. Dent tries to go after him, but he grabs him. He's like, I just did what I do best. I took your little plan and I turned it on itself. Look what I did to this city with a few drums of gas and a couple of bullets. You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan, even if the plan is horrifying. If, like, tomorrow I said that, like, a gangbanger gets shot or a busload of soldiers will be blown up, nobody panics because it's all part of the plan. But when I say that one little old mayor will die, well, then everyone loses their minds. And then he gives Dent a gun, introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fair. So then Dent gets the coin. He's like, you live. You die. Oh, now we're talking. Then
Fucking amazing.
flips the coin. We don't see the result of the coin, but we soon learn the result of the coin. Joker got off easy. Also, people have pointed out since, and this wasn't something I noticed, but Joker was holding the trigger on the gun back. So even if it went wrong, Joker wasn't going to let Dent shoot him.
No, I never
He
noticed
was holding
that
the
before.
trigger to block it.
Wow.
So
But I mean,
What?
Joker's amazing.
This was one of my problems with the movie. Like, I can absolutely see Harvey Dent making his heel turn from White Knight, hero of Gotham, but the only heel turn I could see him making is killing the fucking Joker who killed Rachel. That's all he should be focused on. And for him to just be like, oh, yeah, never mind. I'll just go fuck shit up in the
But that's
city.
his thing. It's the coin.
It's not the coin.
It is the coin.
What set him off was Rachel. Rachel
Sure.
is what set him off.
But that's not.
And the only
but,
motivation
but
he
that
should
wouldn't be
have
Two-Face
is
if-
killing the Joker.
I'm with Aaron, especially
But he
since
fucked with him. Joker got inside his head. He's like, it's not my fault. And he was like, no, it is your fault. It's your plan. He's like, that's the whole monologue. Do I look like a guy with a plan? Like, it's not my fault. It's the mobsters. And then like even later, Dent says the Joker's just a mad dog. I want to know who let him off the leash.
he convinced him. I guess you're right. Yeah, he did his best job convincing Harvey Dent that wasn't me.
like-
wasn't me.
It's like if I have a tiger and I have my tiger like kill someone Like, who are you more mad at? Like me, I'm the one that let the tiger loose.
But it's not a tiger. This is a person that had a plan.
He's a mad lunatic.
That killed Rachel.
He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic that killed Rachel.
He got in Harvey's head. He's a master manipulator too.
Yes, he is. But I think that's just a hole in the movie plot of, I can't believe he would just let the Joker off the hook and then just go and start fucking shit up in Gotham instead of killing Joker first.
Well, hold on. So we never saw what side of the coin it landed on. Mm-hmm. And like I just said, people pointed out that he was holding the trigger back. So he could have just like taken all the bullets out and walked away and left, you know?
Maybe.
And plus I could see it in
But even if that did happen, why wouldn't he have immediately gotten out of the hospital and then gone after the Joker instead of
yeah, that's true. But
going and fucking other shit up?
Because he later says, like, Joker's just a mad dog. I want whoever let him off the leash.
Now, I could see him fucking other shit up after he killed the Joker, but that should have been the first thing he did was, I'm killing Joker first.
But that's why he had the coin.
And then we'll go fuck other shit up.
But that's why he had the coin.
Yeah. I kind of see it as part of his character. I mean,
it is.
That's his whole thing.
It's not Two-Face if he doesn't use the coin.
Right.
Joker convinced him. He tricked him.
That's what Two-Face is, but this Harvey Dent, it was just hard to buy that particular character turn for me.
All right. Anyways, Joker lives. He leaves the hospital, and he wasn't a man of his word because he still blows up the hospital even though Mr. Reese lived. And God, this fucking scene. You could argue this is the best scene. There's no dialogue. Joker's walking out of the hospital as it's blowing up, and he's not looking. He's just like kind of holding his arms out because there's hostages that are watching this. And he's just like holding his arms out like, look what I did. Look what I'm doing. Blowing up this hospital. Aren't I a badass? And then the hospital stops blowing up. And he fucking turns and he just like holds his arms out like, what the fuck? And like, I'll never forget this. Seeing this with my family, my dad's in the theater, when he turns and looks at the hospital and nothing's happening. And he just is like, my dad's like, oh, he's good. Like, oh, he's good. And then like him just like fucking with the detonator, like, and then it finally blows up. And it even scares him because it's really blowing up in real life. They blew up this building and they only had one take to do it.
And the best part is there was an urban myth for years that whole scene was the explosions didn't go off right and Heath Ledger was just playing it off and making the best he could of the scene when the whole thing was planned exactly as it went. That's how good it went.
No, it was
how
great.
Brilliant it was.
It was great. Heath Ledger played it very, very well.
Yeah. So then Joker takes the hostages and the GCN news reporter tells everyone, get out of the fucking city or you're going to join the game. Meanwhile, Two-Face finds one of the crooked cops, flips a coin, shoots him in the face. That's his first kill. Then Two-Face gets in Maroni's car. And if you never noticed this before, like go rewatch it. When Maroni's before, like the first second of that scene of Maroni getting his car, there's another guy getting in the other side and Dent hits him in the back of the head with a gun. And that's how like Dent was already in the car when Maroni got in.
Yeah. I'd never noticed that until today.
But
you just see its tiny, tiny glimpse.
Dent asks Maroni like who picked up Rachel. He tells him it was Ramirez, but Dent flips the coin, and then he tells Maroni, oh, you're a lucky man. And then he flips again, but he's not. Who? Your driver. And then bang, shoots the driver. They crash. Could just assume that Maroni and the driver died. Maroni wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Dent put on a seatbelt.
So and he walked away pretty well.
Yeah, it was a nice PSA for always make sure you wear your seatbelt, kids. Then Two-Face calls Ramirez to call the cops off of Gordon's family. Flips the coin on her, but it's good, so he just knocks her out. It's like, oh, live to fight another day, officer. Then Batman shows Fox that he hacked every cell phone in Gotham because he's got to find the Joker. And I guess, well, that's earlier in the movie where he said, I'm playing this close to the chest.
Right.
And Fox is like, this is too much power for one person, so I'll help you this one time, but consider this my resignation. And Batman's like, oh, but giving me a tank, that was cool. Gave me a fucking tank to...
Well,
that was fine, Fox.
That's not invasion of privacy. That's where he draws the line.
Excuse me. So he's like, when you're finished, type in your name. Then we have the final act, the two big boats. They put citizens of Gotham in one, a bunch of prisoners in the other, and then Joker gets on the PA system of both boats and tells them the deal. He's like, tonight you're going to be a part of a social experiment. And each boat has the remote to blow up the other boat. At midnight, Joker blows both of the boats up unless one boat blows up the other first. So the citizens decide to vote on what to do. And they're all talking like tough people, like, yeah, let's blow it up, let's blow it up. And it's like, all right, let's have a vote. So they vote to blow up the prisoners. But the guy that has the trigger doesn't have the balls to do it. No one really has the balls to do it. There's this one like asshole who's like, no, I guess I'll have to do it. But then he can't fucking do it either.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the prisoners just obviously want to blow up the citizens. And the one guy has the trigger, and then Tiny Tom Lister,
Oh, Debo.
a.k.a. Debo, a.k.a. Zeus from No Holds Barred.
Debo saves the day.
R.I.P., by the way. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
He walks up to the guy and he's like, you can't take a life. Or he goes, you don't want to die, but you can't take a life. Give it to me, and I'll do what you should have did 10 minutes ago. So the guy gives it to him, and then Tiny Tom, his redemption story, throws the trigger out the window. So that was kind of cool.
Was cool. Best of humanity, oddly enough, was in the prisoners.
Yeah. Fox triangulates Joker's cell phone, tells Batman where he is. Dent calls Gordon and tells him that he has his wife and kids, so Gordon goes after them. Joker then had all the hostages in the building dress up as goons, and the goons dressed up as the hostages. And when Batman flies in, he figures it out, but the SWAT team doesn't know, so Batman has to beat up the SWAT team and the goons. And he does, but the SWAT ends up having their guns pointed at Batman, but then he kicks one of them off the ledge, and they're all, somehow he connected all of them to the same wire, and they all just ended up like hanging there. So Batman was able to get away from them, but not kill them. Then he just fucking takes out his grapple hook, goes all the way to the top where the Joker is, and he now has the Russian mobster's dogs. The dogs take Batman down, but I guess he has no problem killing dogs. He just threw them off.
Luckily, he just threw them down the elevator shaft.
Yeah, dogs don't have souls. So Joker's attacks also caused Batman's mask to go blind because he was using that new sonar technology.
All right.
And that's how Joker like ends up getting the drop on him. I like when he got the vision back and then Joker just immediately is like right in his face, whacks him. And then he traps him under, I don't even know what you would call it, but he traps him under something.
Like a rail?
Yeah, some sort of rail thing. And he's on top of him. And he's like, we really should stop all this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks. There won't be any fireworks. And here we go. But of course, none of the boats blow up. Joker's all pissed. And Batman's like, what were you trying to prove? That deep down, everyone's as ugly as you. You're alone. And Joker's like, you can't rely on anyone these days. You got to do everything yourself. Don't we? That's okay. I came prepared. It's a funny world we live in. Speaking of which, you want to know how I got these scars? No, but I know how you got these. And then he shoots the blades at the Joker, tosses him off the ledge. Joker's flying face first to his death. Laughing his ass off because he's like, I got this guy to break his one rule. He's the ultimate fucking troll. And then Batman fucking grapples him by the leg. Saves the Joker. At that part in the movie, I was fully convinced. I was like, holy shit, he killed him. Like for that like few seconds.
Well, if it was Ben Affleck, totally he would have been dead.
I mean, are you kidding? It would have been like, it's like, hey, Batman, I'm the Joker. Just shoots the Joker 20 times. Well, take care of that problem. That problem's gone.
That would have been a great alternate ending to this movie, was if Joker died like Gwen Stacy style.
Yeah.
Like he tried to save him, but just...
Well, because like everyone figured that Joker was going to die because Heath Ledger died in real life.
Right.
Heath Ledger died before the movie came out.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He never even got to witness everyone like jizzing their pants over his performance.
Yep.
He never got any of that. Wow. That fucking sucks. So yeah, Batman saves him. Joker's like, oh, you just couldn't let me go, could you? This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. And I feel like this part is just such an homage to like the entire history of Joker and the Batman.
Sure.
Because he's like, you truly are incorruptible, aren't you? Huh? You can't kill me out of some form of self-righteousness. And I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. Like, what a fucking great. And then he goes, I think you and I are destined to do this forever. Like, that alone is like, oh my God. Like, that's just so good. Batman's like, you'll be in a padded cell forever. Maybe you could share one. And then he tells Batman, like, you didn't think I'd risk losing the battle for Gotham's soul in a fist fight with you. No, you need an ace in the hole. Mine's Harvey. Batman's like, what did you do? I took Gotham's White Knight and I brought him down to our level. It wasn't hard. You see, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
I just love
and
this.
Those are the final lines.
I love this scene. And he's doing it all upside down.
He's upside down, but the camera's filming him, so you see him right side up.
Right.
But he's hanging upside down.
That's crazy.
How many fucking takes did they do? It's like, all right, well, you need a rest. Blood's rushing to your brain.
Amazing. So these were the last words. Yeah, the last words that he said.
In the movie, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I just, like, imagine what The Dark Knight Rises would have been if he still made it. Because there would have been, like, a scene where Batman goes and talks to him or something, you know, like.
It would have just been a Scarecrow scene, like Scarecrow was in this one.
But 10 times better.
Right.
Like, oh my God. I mean, could you imagine? I know The Dark Knight Rises, you know where Scarecrow's the judge? Imagine if that was the Joker!
Right.
Then we could get like
that
the goofy
was,
Joker.
That probably was supposed to be the Joker.
He's like, your guilt has been determined. This is merely a sentencing hearing. What does he say? Death? He's like, death or exile. He's like, Joker, if you think we're going on that ice willingly, you got another thing coming. Death then. Looks that way. Okay, death by exile. I think he would have had a bigger role too, but like, my God.
I think so.
What he would have been.
In Batman the Animated Series, there was an episode where the Joker was a judge.
Right.
So yeah, it would have been pretty funny.
And like, you know, Bane lets all the prisoners out. He could have also went to Gotham and let Joker out and do some shit. And then there's just like a 30-minute like thing where Batman has to stop the Joker again or something. It's like, we're going to take a little break here and have Batman go after the Joker because everyone loves that. But God, could you imagine? That's the last words he speaks. Amazing performance. So finally, we have the end where Gordon finds his family, where Rachel died. Dent knocks him in the head with the gun. Two-Face wants Gordon to understand his pain, so he's going to just straight up shoot Gordon's son in the head. It's a great plan. Batman shows up. He tells Dent, you don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey. It's not about what I want. It's about what's fair. You thought we could be decent men in an indecent time. Well, you were wrong. The world is cruel. And the only way to deal with a cruel world, I forget what he says exactly, but that's when he pulls out the coin. And Batman tells Dent, like, you were the best of us. The Joker wanted to prove that even the best of us could fall. And he's like, well, he was right. Batman's like, you're the one holding the gun, Harvey. So point it at the people responsible. Dent's like, fair enough. You first. Flips the coin on Batman, shoots him in the stomach. Dent flips it on himself, but he's fine. Then he tells Gordon, he's like, tell your son it's going to be okay, Gordon. Lie like I lied to Rachel. And he's like, everything's going to be okay, son. Dent flips the coin. Batman tackles him, and they go off the ledge. Dent falls to his death. Batman saves Gordon's son, but then Batman fell and fucks up his leg, which that becomes a thing in the next film. Also, if you rewatch this scene, because Gordon's daughter is there also, Barbara Gordon, who grows up to be Batgirl. She's covering the daughter's face the whole time. So that, like, we never really see like a Barbara Gordon in, like, that's all you see of her. But like, she's purposely covering her face. They never say Barbara Gordon or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
about the son in
right.
that moment. Like you don't even see the girl's face at
I
all.
never noticed that before.
So yeah, Gordon goes after Batman. Batman's okay. His leg's just fucked up, and he tells Gordon to blame Dent's murders on him, so that the people of Gotham won't lose hope. And he repeats Dent's line from earlier: "You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain." And then the fucking closing montage shows Gordon honoring Dent, calling him a hero. He's destroying the bat signal. Alfred burns the letter that Rachel left for Bruce. Fox enters his name in the cell phone hacking system, and it all starts to blow up, and he smiles. Then the cops chase after Batman, and Gordon's son asks, like, why is this happening? And Gordon closes the movie with, he's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him because he could take it, because he's not our hero. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector. The Dark Knight. Dun, 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 dun. I've got tears in my eyes watching this for like, I don't know how many 100 times, but this fucking movie, man. I'm like, what a fucking movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah. Really, really, really good movie. And yeah.
I mean, the movie belongs in a museum. I mean, there's no way to even debate it.
Yeah.
I have a personal issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one of these movies, well, really two of these three movies, where when you watch a superhero movie, the hero is supposed to end the movie. He's still the hero. He's still standing tall. Everything's great. He saved the day. But Joker won in this fucking movie.
He didn't.
He absolutely
No, because
did.
they lied to everyone and said Dent is still the hero.
Right, but look what he had to do.
True hero.
He killed Rachel. He had to have the entire city of Gotham turn against him. Like,
Well, Joker's a good enough villain. There's going to be consequences.
Right.
It's like Thanos. Like, yeah, you beat Thanos, but
Right.
some people died along the way.
right, but that was my issue with this movie, was they made Joker so good that he really, I think you could make the argument, he beat Batman. He won this fucking movie. Batman lost Rachel. He ended up hunted and a villain at the end of this movie. He did not win.
But Bruce didn't care that everyone hated Batman, because he was just like, Batman, Batman is whatever Gotham needs him to be.
Well, I did. I sure as fuck cared. God damn it.
But it sets up the next movie so perfectly. Because in the end,
It's
they
his
all love him.
Yeah, it
It's a
sets it up
story.
great.
He gets a redemption afterwards.
Yeah, it sets it up perfectly. Now he's a broken man and he's miserable and he's old and crippled.
No, I didn't mean that. It
He's
sets up the...
hiding in his mansion and
sets
nobody
up
loves him. It's great.
Look, we'll talk about that next week. I mean, the beginning. Yeah, the beginning sucks for him. But at the end, he gets a happy ending.
So look, I'll say this. I saw this movie once in theaters. This is the first time, and it came out in what, 08?
Yes.
08? So this
Yes.
is 14 years later.
Yeah.
I could not believe how good this movie was.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So you apologize.
No, I don't.
You apologize?
No, I don't.
You're ashamed of yourself.
No, I'm not
You
ashamed
should be.
of my... Nope. The movie should be in a fucking museum, but they made the Joker too
be in my
fucking
house.
good. Batman, this is the problem, is Batman is always Batman. He's always ahead of every villain.
But-
Batman is a fucking human with no powers. This guy can beat Darkseid. This guy can beat Superman. This guy can beat everybody. And they wrote the Joker so fucking good in this movie.
Joker has beaten Batman before. He thought he killed Robin. He turned Robin against him.
Joker is like the only villain that's kind of like on Batman's level.
Well, right, but in
Yeah.
the comics, you can write that and then end up having Batman come around and stand tall. In this movie, this is it. This is all we had, was this movie. And we never really saw Batman stand tall over Joker in this. Joker won this movie.
It's a movie with consequences.
I don't know. This version of the Joker, I think, is good. Like if it was the Jack Nicholson Joker that was getting the same type of treatment here, or any other type of Joker, I think that would be a valid point. But this Joker was so gritty and so
I'm not
so
arguing that.
ruthless.
This is the best Joker there's ever been.
But yeah,
No
Jack
one's ever-
Nicholson's Joker, while it was great, his plan was to fuck Vicky Vale.
Right.
That was his ultimate goal.
Jack Nicholson's Joker was great, but
He
no
just
one's-
wanted to fuck.
Come on, nobody's ever touching Heath Ledger's
No.
Joker. No, that's not
the
even
fact
up
that
for
they even
debate.
tried to do the Jared Leto thing was just so
No,
offensive.
That's not what I'm saying at all. No one's ever touching Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm
Yeah.
just saying they wrote him so good and so ahead of the curve. Batman should have been able to outsmart him at the end because he's fucking Batman. That's what he does. Yeah. And that was my issue with this movie.
Look, he didn't turn Batman evil. He tried. He failed at that. He thought he was going to turn Batman evil. He thought he was going to turn the city of Gotham on each other so that they blow each other up with the boats. He failed there.
That's right, but Batman still outsmarts everybody. That's what he does.
But
that's
he
what
got
Batman
Harvey
is.
Dent to turn bad. That has nothing to do with Batman. That's who Harvey Dent's meant to be. He's meant to be Two-Face.
All right, well, agree to disagree.
No, I'm not leaving. No, all right. So yeah, like, I also wish there was, I think I've said this before, I wish there was a special edition where I could watch every single take that Heath Ledger did in this movie. Like, I want to see how he did every single scene. Like, if they did 20 takes, I want to see all the fucking takes to see how he did those scenes differently. Because he's saying the lines, but he improvised the fuck in this movie. He had a blast.
I want to see it. I would love to know how many Why So Seriouses there are.
Sure.
Like if there were like if he would just improv like 3 different ones.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Well, that's what you do as an actor. You do a different time. You do a different take each time. You do it differently each take. So that's what I would want to see. Like, how difficult must it have been for Christopher Nolan, like, to choose which fucking take to use for each scene? It's like, holy shit. And like, there's like, if we watch it, we're probably like, oh, he should have done that take instead. Like, that was even better. But really, you would probably just think that because it's the first time you're seeing that take, rather than, for me, the 300th time I'm seeing that take. But still,
Right. I can't.
that's the thing about why I really think it's my favorite movie ever, is because I'm never bored watching this movie. I'm never like, yeah, I saw, like, I'm all in every time. Like, I get goosebumps every single time.
The stakes felt so high. Like,
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul was a guy that could physically beat Batman, but this Joker
You're right. I think
was
Joker
more of a threat to Batman
you're right.
than Ra's al Ghul was.
I think Joker would have like beat Thanos. Like, he would have outsmarted Thanos.
Yes.
And then he's got the fucking Infinity Glove. You're right. He's that fucking smart.
Clever for sure.
Yeah. But of course, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10, 100 out of 10, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Fucking good shit.
All right, let's do fan questions real quick. 199 Big T. A lot of these are just like people excited for this episode, but 199 Big T, we definitely need as many Joker impressions as possible. Well, I hope I did enough.
I think he did
I
play.
hope I did enough.
It was half this podcast.
He said the whole episode could be done as the Joker for real, and I would be perfectly fine with that.
Well, you're
imagine
in
the
luck.
Joker just recapping this movie. Bobby the Mark Soydam, no question. Just play Andrew's moaning, Jake Roberts, or Adam Cole. Okay, sure, yeah. Play one of those.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I still look at Aaron because he's
So great every
still
time.
new to him. Joey Cage, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, fuck yes. Never have I been more excited for a podcast. Sure, Batman Begins is great, but this is peak. Dylan, can I please have Josh or Andrew reenact the scene where half of Harvey's face is on fire from the warehouse explosion? He's screaming, Rachel! Rachel, no!
There you go. Rachel!
I mean, for like 5 years, me and my friends would just be like, Rachel! Like, just randomly scream Rachel. Harpoon finger fuck, not a question. Thanks to this podcast, I ended up going on Amazon and getting this trilogy on 4K. It's so damn good. Also just finished Fleabag. Great show. Yes, I would also recommend Fleabag to everyone.
I would say, I bet this movie in 4K probably super beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I had it on Blu-ray. It's not, how much better could it be?
4K? Oh, a little
4K?
better.
Tim, not asking for Andrew to lose his voice with his impressions, but thank you, Andrew, Aaron, and Josh, making me laugh every week with Hogwash. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I'm Raj. Fun fact, did you know Wayne Manor is actually in England? I live 30 minutes from there.
No shit.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Take a picture and send it in.
Like just the outside, yeah. S. Thorne, fuck, marry, kill, Katie Holmes as Rachel, Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel, Anne Hathaway as Selena. I mean, obviously the kill is Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then, I mean, Anne Hathaway was sexier as Catwoman. Katie Holmes is like cute, but she's just like, she's not Catwoman.
Yeah, you marry Katie Holmes and you fuck Catwoman, right?
No, I think I married Catwoman and I fucked Katie Holmes.
Either's fine.
I think both are correct answers.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And all three of us are right about killing Megan Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Omar, I remember when Heath Ledger was cast, I was one of the people that was extremely pissed off, but damn was I wrong. I mean, we all were. If Heath or The Dark Knight taught me anything, it's to not judge an actor before the movie comes out.
You want to know what's funny?
Unless it's Jared Leto playing a superhero.
You want to know
Yeah,
what's
or
funny
the Joker,
is I was so convinced when Heath Ledger was cast, I was so convinced he was going to fuck this up, and I was so wrong that when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman and everyone was shitting on it, I was like, guys, we did the same thing with Heath Ledger's Joker. Give it a fucking chance. Yeah. That's how good he was, that he forever was like, no, we got to give everybody a shot.
And then your goodwill was ruined on the first Batman.
I liked Affleck as Batman.
Look, Affleck wasn't the problem.
Affleck wasn't the problem.
It was how they wrote Batman and
was
made
the
him
whole universe.
They made Batman the Punisher, and that's why Aaron likes that Batman.
Yes, I really loved Affleck Batman.
It's like when we did Batman, when we watched Batman '89, you were like, maybe that's why I always liked Michael Keaton, because he just kills everyone.
He just fucking killed people. Yes, and so did Affleck. It's amazing.
Affleck killed a lot of people.
He killed a lot of people. It was great.
Stephen with a V, match the crew of What's Wrong with Wrestling and Aaron with the Batman villain they'd be cast as. So we have Joker, Bane, Riddler, Penguin, and Two-Face. I mean,
I'm obviously the Joker, right?
Okay, so I'm the Joker.
You're Joker.
Josh would be the Penguin for
the
sure.
Penguin?
Like the Danny DeVito version.
No.
You bite someone's nose off.
I could see myself doing that.
I'd be Two-Face, I guess.
Oh, you'd be good. Yes.
Or the Riddler?
Because Aaron's like a pretty calm guy, but like he can get pissed.
When I get mad, I get fucking mad.
He gets mad. And it's like, who is this person?
Yes.
Two-Face.
I've seen you
So-
during fantasy football.
So who's Eric and Joe?
I would say Joe's Bane. He's got the biggest muscles, so I guess he should be Bane.
Sure.
And then Eric could be a Riddler, the Riddler, or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Sure. Carlos Ramirez, I love this film. I wish I could watch this movie for the first time again, mainly for the Two-Face reveal. It was shocking and intense. I was not ready for it. I hope Matt Reeves can do a good Two-Face with just makeup and hopefully as the main villain so he can truly shine.
I just wish I could see the Aaron Eckhart Two-Face reveal again for the first time.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
Just that moment.
Mikey to Kroike, movie bracket ideas, worst sequel. Pushfire Barry dance scene? What was it, worst sequel, or we Pushfire Barry the dance scene? Like a sequel to the dance? I don't know. But he's got John Travolta and Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction. John Hader is it Hader? The guy that played Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, right. Yeah. John
Whatever.
Heater.
John Heater.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite, his dance, and then Nick Swartzen and Grandma's Boy.
I never saw Grandma's Boy.
I saw
did he
Grandma's
do?
Boy, but I don't remember a dancing scene from that.
Yeah, I don't
That was a
remember.
great movie, but I don't remember a dancing
Oh, the
scene.
DDR scene, maybe? When he beats the guy in DDR? Maybe that's what he means.
I forgot about that scene, I guess.
he beats this kid in DDR. But Pushfire Barry dance scenes, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I would just push Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, you got to push Travolta.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Yeah. St. Lopez, you guys watching these movies made me think of other great trilogies. So have a Pushfire Barry, Back to the Future, the original Star Wars trilogy, and the original Indiana Jones trilogy.
Oh, shit.
That's good.
Shit.
Damn, those are all three good.
For me, I'm pushing Back to the Future, even though the third one was kind of lame, but the first two were so good.
I think I would push Indy. I would bury Star Wars and fire Back to the Future, but begrudgingly.
See, I really haven't seen the Indiana Jones films all the way through.
I would push Indy. I would bury Star Wars and fire Back to the Future only because Back to the Future 3 was such a letdown from the first two. The first two were perfect movies.
Yeah.
And then 3 was just blech.
Fair enough.
We're on the same wavelength. Okay, nice.
Do we have the same answer?
We did.
Oh, gross.
That's not good.
that's good.
That's not Aaron. That's not good.
Same wavelength.
Sam Stu, Josh, do you think Robert Pattinson's Batman would make this movie even better?
No.
Okay, thank God. Because
Christian
I was
Bale-
gonna just choke you.
Christian Bale Batman is peak Batman, but Robert Pattinson I think is number 2 for sure.
PCJ, love this movie. I went to Chicago in 2022 and drove down the same street. They flipped the truck. I also took a boat tour right next to the 2 buildings that the robbers zip line to and from during the opening bank robbery scene. Didn't realize the bank was actually a post office that they used. He says, what real locations would you want to visit from some of your favorite films? I mean, this one, like you did. I kind of want to do that tour now.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
I would want to go
What other
see-
movies have some great locations?
I've always wanted to see Nakatomi Tower in California. To be honest.
From what I've heard, I saw some article a couple of years ago that building, it's like exactly the same. Like
Yeah.
they haven't updated it. It hasn't changed. Like you can like one of the railings where the car ran into, it's like it's still busted. It's gone. Like they haven't changed the building at all.
That's funny.
My uncle goes to California quite often. He posts a picture of fucking Nakatomi Tower every year. I haven't been. I want to go there one day.
I mean, any of my favorite movies, I would be thrilled to see the locations that they filmed. So really, any of my favorite movies.
I've got 100 different answers I could give, but one kind of lame one maybe. The baseball field from both baseball fields from Field of Dreams and Sandlot.
Oh yeah,
I think those would be fun.
right.
Well, you could go there whenever Major League Baseball does their Field of
Their
Dreams.
annual game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are easy tickets to get.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 people.
Jesus.
KJ, tied for my favorite movie of all time. I reviewed this for a podcast recently and realized that the movie is actually not revolving around Batman or the Joker. It's actually an arc of Harvey Dent.
It totally is. I was thinking that same fucking thing this whole movie.
Batman and Joker enter and leave the same way, but Dent completely changes. What a masterpiece. It's absolutely correct.
Totally is.
You see the slow turn of Harvey Dent.
Yep.
Descending into madness. Casey Bailey, what is your favorite scene in this movie? Personally, for me, it's the mob boss meeting that's crashed by the Joker. I mean, it's gotta be that, or like just the montage of Joker having everyone killed and then showing up to the party. But I think it's the mob boss meeting because it's the first time where you like, holy shit. I mean, the pencil thing, the monologue is just so good.
Was the favorite scene was the question?
Yeah.
Favorite scene, that one or the car chase through downtown
Yeah,
Chicago?
I mean that's the thing. This movie
That's
is
great.
just fucking 2.5 hours of every scene is amazing.
Yeah.
There's like 100 scenes that could be your favorite.
Even the fight scene in China, that's great.
Mine was after seeing him growing to be Batman in the first one, like the very first scene you see him where he shows up to fuck up Scarecrow, where he's full strength, prime Batman.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Absolutely. And then Ricardo asks, who is the best Batman?
Oh, Christian Bale.
Michael Keaton.
I knew he was going to say that.
Wow.
I can't argue with that, but I would still say Christian Bale.
That's not like I can't argue with Christian Bale because Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, it's like 1A and 1B, and
Right.
there's not really a wrong answer.
Yeah, unless you're Josh and you say Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, Josh.
Certainly 1B.
1B?
1B.
So he's not even 2, he's 1B.
You know what I'm saying? He's the next level of Batman.
But is he
He's
that
right
close to
underneath.
Christian Bale?
He's definitely above Michael Keaton, in my opinion, for sure. There's a hierarchy for sure.
Josh, I think you saying that alone gets you demoted to this chair.
You don't want to be in the middle, Aaron. You know how many Eric's been complaining for years on what's wrong with
switch it up.
wrestling.
We'll switch it up.
He hates it. Anyways, thank you for the fan questions. Yes, this podcast was this was a super long podcast. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're viewing us. We have exclusive videos on the YouTube channel. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. And next week, we complete the trilogy.
Yep.
Of course. With The Dark Knight Rises.
I'm Batman.
The fire rises.